Welcome to the Three Shots and a Mango Beer podcast. I'm Tredel Lambert, and I'm with my co-host, Jessica Lambert, my mom.
Watagwan.
As always, our laid-back podcast dives into real talks about all things life. We don't choose our fate, though. A fortune cookie does. So, without further ado, let's draw a topic.
Drum roll, please. I don't know why it always makes me laugh when we do the introduction. Okay, our topic: things you used to be afraid of, but aren't anymore. Oh, all right. Well, that would be fun. Let's see if it carries us through a whole episode,
I have a few, honestly.
or if we end up having to choose another topic. Okay. I have a lot of things I'm afraid of. I don't know which ones I'm not afraid of anymore.
I have a bunch that I'm not afraid of anymore. Well, I'll go with the most recent one that I've taken away.
Okay.
Spiders. When we moved into this house, I was afraid of spiders.
So you were afraid for so long.
I was for so long. I don't trust them at all. Like, it's on site, right? But
What do you mean you don't trust them? Like they're plotting?
yeah, they're plotting. It's all, if I see one, it's not gonna be there anymore. I will tell you that.
God.
But when I moved in here, I didn't know that in this region, apparently they have nice big black spiders.
Yeah, it's so disgusting and they're thick.
Yeah,
Ew.
and they're
nasty.
and I've never seen one up here. But downstairs, they're always, not always, they've stopped since the winter.
Yeah, you better not see one up here. I can't.
No, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll kill them. And I've had to kill so many of them, I'm not even afraid anymore. I'm just like, oh, there's another one, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of whack. I wonder, like, why, like, how they're getting in and where they're
I
coming
assume because there's more land around here. They're not like they have room to grow. I don't know.
They're not the skinny, starving city spiders.
Exactly. We lived in a building before, so okay, that big spider is not going to make it up 7 floors.
Yeah.
But those tiny, like, house spiders can. So, I don't know. So that was my most recent fear that I have kind of gotten away from.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's partly because we're in the country too, though. Like when we were in the city, and even when we were in the house, we didn't see spiders like that. I don't even know if we saw spiders in that house really.
A little bit, but
Yeah.
like no, not really.
Yeah, because like 3-year-old you would have to go kill them every now and
Yeah, but this one, there's a lot of trees around here. It's just a bunch
So
of different
gross.
reasons. Yeah. No, when we moved in, there's the trees in our backyard. I seen I was just watering the grass, and then I watered the tree, and I seen one big spider go from one tree to the next tree.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's true. I did notice when you water the bushes,
Mm-hmm.
like the spiders all come out. So
Yeah.
like, I literally stopped watering the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I'm afraid of. Yeah, I am afraid of them. I'm just grateful that you're always around to deal with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's something you got over.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. A fear I got over. A fear I used to have that I got over. Huh. What other fears have you had?
All right. Well, I have enough. Okay, so sharks.
Yeah. I mean,
If I seen one, I
I was
would.
going to say, have you been confronted by a shark and am I unaware?
Especially in the open water, if I seen one, terrified. Everyone would be. But I used to be afraid of sharks just like on land or in a lake or in a pool, any body of water. I was like, there's going to be a shark and it's going to eat me. And then eventually I was like, you know what? That's rational. Was all those shark documentaries. I watch a lot of documentaries on things I'm like scared of. Right? Sharks, crocodiles, spiders. I'm like, I have to know them. I have to know my enemy type deal, right? But then I was like, well, it makes no sense. I'm just sitting here. No need to be scared of a shark. You know what I mean?
Okay, I had a fear growing up that an alligator was going to come through the shower while I was showering because of that movie where the alligator comes through the drain, like when the girl's showering. And I have not had that fear in many, many years, but when we moved here, I started being scared of the drain again, which is crazy because there is a thing like you could kind of shut on the drain. Like I could just push it down, I guess, if I notice an alligator head pushing through, and I don't know how the alligator would get through.
It'd have to be a tiny alligator, and that's basically a lizard at that point. It's not gonna.
I came through. It was like in the movie. It was like, oh, alligators don't have much bones or something, so they could, like, you know how like a snake. Well, that's the other thing. Sometimes I'm afraid that a snake's gonna come through.
That's a more relevant one, but no, an alligator has all the bones.
It's always like when you're showering. I think they do this because like you're maybe most vulnerable because you're naked.
Or like Psycho is the only one I've seen.
So no, Psycho was terrifying when I was a kid, and I want to say that I've gotten over that. But definitely as a child, I used to shower with the curtain all the way open, and my grandmother, I would flood the top floor, like literally flood the top floor. There would be like maybe an inch of water covering the top. It would come out of the bathroom and start to go roll. You know how in Allenbury, like there's the bathroom and then it rolls down the stairs?
Yeah.
So it would start to roll down the stairs, and then my grandma would see like water coming downstairs, and then she would freak the hell out every single time and like come storming upstairs. And then by then I'm out of the shower and I'm like trying to put the towels down to catch all the water. She always had a lot of towels. That was a good thing. And she'd be like, Jesus, Jessie. And she'd like pull the curtain to like try to like show me, this is how you close this. You have to, maybe if you put the bottle right on the curtain, because she's assuming that the curtain's closed and that I just don't know how to properly close a curtain. And I'd be like, okay, all right, every time. And then every time, I would flood. I was so terrified. Just like I'd brush my teeth and look over my shoulder one way, brush my teeth and look over my shoulder. But now I can brush my teeth without looking over my shoulder. But I do, I don't sleep. I obviously don't do it, like, don't bathe with the open shower curtain. But I do, like, sometimes I'll just I'm acutely aware of like sounds and stuff.
Yeah, me too. Because you don't know if it's shut off. You don't know what's there.
Yeah.
Right? So no, I also pay attention to the fact that I know that I can't see over there.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think anyone's gonna come, but just in case, I'll be ready. Right.
Yeah. Holy moly. Jeez. Yeah, that sucked. That stupid that movie, man. Like that, I feel like that movie really messed up a lot of minds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cujo made me so scared of big black dogs, which is so, I don't think it's racist, but it's like...
Cujo, the dog wasn't black, though.
Wasn't it brown? It was. I went back and watched Cujo, and it was nothing like what I remembered the dog to be. Like, in my mind, I had created this huge, vicious, like, black Doberman Pinscher looking dog, or German Shepherd looking dog, or whatever. And when I went back, it was almost laughable what this dog looked like. And then also, they're all in the car with the doors closed and the windows up, and Cujo's like, you know, sniffing and pawing at the car. But bro, you can't get in. Why are they all freaking out? All they gotta do is wait for Cujo to go away. Or why don't they turn on the car and drive away? I don't understand. Like, that movie would have been over real quick. Just drive away. And if Cujo has rabies, well, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but drive away and call animal control.
Yeah. But I probably don't think they couldn't drive away. That's why they didn't. But I don't know. I haven't really seen the movie. I've seen like bits of it, because sometimes I watch like what are those called? Reviews. Sometimes I'll just watch reviews of movies, and so I've probably seen like a review of it, and it didn't look scary at all to me. It did sound scary.
It honestly scared me, but I feel like they're remembering, like, it changed over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably that happens. But I'm not afraid of dogs at all. I feel like most dogs I could probably take if there's just one of them. Which
I know. Every time we go out for a walk, I think that. Like, I think, I hope I don't have to do something to protect my kid. And I know that
you just be getting in the way.
Yeah, I do know that, but I would try. I would try. I'd sacrifice myself,
Yeah,
right?
no need to do that. Unless there's a land shark, we can make that that agreement. If you want to take the land shark,
chopped by the land shark.
I'll take
I
everything
think a
else.
land shark is an alligator, and this is the thing. We want to move to Florida at some point, and I actually do have a real fear of alligators.
Don't go near them.
No, buddy. What do you mean? Don't go near them. They'll come near you.
Well, go away. There, you could zigzag, right?
Do you know
They're
that-
not good at turning.
Do you know that Ty's?
But they are fast, so you can't go straight. They'll catch you.
Do you know that Ty's neighbor was eaten by an alligator?
Yeah, you can't go in the water like that.
She didn't. Just every day, the alligator would like come out of the swamp near her house, and then she'd feed it for 30 years.
Oh, because she's... Okay, that's crazy.
30 years.
Yeah, no, it's going to eat
And then one
you.
day it ate her.
Yeah, that's just like the people who kept lions, right? And the lions got hungry one day, and you know what they did? They ate the person. That
Why
happens.
would they let a lion get hungry if they were like...
I don't know. It could have been an off day. I don't know. That happens all the time, though. There's a girl who kept an orangutan, right? That ripped her face off.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like her literal face?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never been
There's a
afraid of
girl
that,
who
but
kept
now
a-
I am.
There's a girl who kept a chimp, and she, it was weird because she was feeding the chimp drugs and wine.
Wow, that's whack.
Like, I don't know,
So
but
whack. Some people shouldn't have money. Like, they have way too much money and they do whack-ass shit with it.
I think she was just crazy because it sounded like
They should take
they
stupid
might have
people's-
been a couple, right? But she kept on bringing this friend over. She had a new friend, just like this is a female friend. But the chimp got jealous one day and was like, you know what? I think this girl's taking too much of your time away from me, I assume is what happened. And then she messed up the friend.
Wow.
Or the chimp. The chimp messed up the friend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. Don't quote me on
And
that,
so
but
then-
it's more or less
Is she under
what
manners
happened.
now? Is she under manners now? Like, does the chimp lock it down? The chimp locked it down, said, B, you ain't going nowhere. No one, no time. Girl is there with her apron, feeding the chimp food. Yo, nah, I really am afraid of baboons, though. I have a disgusting fear of baboons.
They're not nice.
They're ugly. I don't like ugly things, and I know it's rude, especially in a society where, but like everybody thinks ugly is different. Like maybe someone thinks like the colorful faces are gorgeous. I think they terrify me. They look like scary masks, and I don't like them one bit. And my fear would be to be anywhere near a baboon. I can't stand it. I don't like it. I don't want to go near them. They terrify me. And I also don't like those little monkeys that show you their teeth. I don't like those ones either. I like normal monkeys.
Aren't those
No.
the baboons that do?
I like monkeys that look like Curious George.
Yeah, they're not nice. That's a chimp. That's the one who ripped well, they'll bite off your fingers.
But we've been taught that they're nice.
They're not.
But we've
No
been
animal's
taught
nice.
that
Just
they're
like
nice.
Coke commercials, polar bears. They're great, right?
No.
They'll eat you in a moment. They won't even give it
they're
a second
so
thought.
hungry. It's so sad what's happening with polar bears. They're making them really hungry because of global warming.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Oh, yeah, it's not great, but like...
I think that Coke should give the polar bears Coke so that at least they have something to eat. And that's like restitution
Now
for using
they're
their
high
image.
and...
No, not Coke. The Coca-Cola.
They're high and angry? You want super bears?
They'll be on sugar. Yeah, they're high on
Next thing you know,
Coca-Cola
they'll be
sugar.
flying bears. We'll just see, oh my god.
They're using their image and they're not paying for it, so they should feed the polar bears.
It's an animal.
Yeah, but...
Does Batman have to pay bats?
Ew, okay, that's another thing. I really don't like bats. So, like, can we talk about that? Actually, every time I want to leave the door open, like today I went outside to like move the chair so you know how our window opens out.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to air out the place, so I just opened it out. So I moved the chair and I left the door open for 2 seconds, and I'm always looking around. Like I'm really scared that a bat's gonna fly in our house. I really can't stand leaving the door open. No, I think it's because it happened when I was little in Allenbury. Tim used to leave the door open all the time, and a bat flew in our house.
Oh god.
And then Grandma and Tim had to get the bat out, and it was black, and it was furry, and it was scary.
So it seems
like a flying cat.
that you have a fear of black things. You keep on
No. And I hope nobody takes this clip and turns it into some terrible meme that only tells half of the story and is completely untrue. The headline will be egregious. No, I am not. But I was interested to learn in comments that I'm a woke white girl. So they're calling me when I comment on things. Nobody needs to hear the opinion of another woke white girl, I think is what have been told in comments. I used to be like, I'm black. And now I'm just like, whatever. Whatever you want to think I am. Yeah, I used to have a fear. That's something I've overcome. I used to have a fear of people not knowing that I was biracial. And now I don't care. I really don't care what you think I am anymore. I'm tired.
Ooh, I have a huge one. A fear that I got over. I used to be very afraid of death.
Wow.
And then
really?
I got over that because I almost drowned in a canoe. I told you this before.
No, you did not.
I definitely
and I'm
did.
very angry because that's I'm imagining this is Lisa's fault.
No, it's not.
Whose fault is this?
Probably the camp that I went to.
I sent you to camp.
Yeah, with the school.
Okay, yeah, I would send you with the school. I can't send you nowhere with school. That's why you're so lucky you graduated at this point. When I go back on my brain, it's like they left you at the zoo with the baboons.
Yeah.
And the chimps, and also the polar bears probably. Quite frankly, all the scary things we just talked about, and now you've tipped over in a canoe.
Yeah, which I told you this before. Okay. I definitely have.
I think you did.
It wasn't right after it happened, but it was a few years because I knew you would get mad.
I definitely would have marched
out of that school.
Yeah, I would have marched my ass over to the school and been like, "What the hell? You guys actually tried to kill my youth. Like, let's deal with this." It's not okay.
How it happened. But anyways,
well, did they save your life?
It was grade 7. No.
Well, so that's a problem.
Well, what happened was, it's a wild story. So I was in the canoe, and I was in a group where I didn't really have like my friends there. Yeah. It was just all people I kind of knew. So I was just out there canoeing around, and then it tipped over. I was like, uh-oh. So I tried to slip out, but I'm a big boy. So I just stayed in there. Yeah. And then I was like, oh no. And I remember I seen the documentary that you could just kind of flip up. And I was like, okay, tight, I'll flip up. Nope. Can't do that. One more time. Nope, can't do that.
You were just in the canoe?
Just in the canoe.
Upside down?
And then
you couldn't get out?
I was running out of air. I tried one more time. I got a little breath. So
where were all the other people?
Keep listening. I got a little breath, and then I went back under. And then I was like, huh, this is interesting. I'm just down here. And then I was like, well, this kind of sucks. But I'm like, this is bad. This is not the worst. It's whatever, honestly, at this point.
My God.
I was like, huh, all right. Well, this is what it is. It is what it is. And then...
How old were you? Like 12?
Yeah, 13.
Like, it must be my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Ripe old age of 13.
And then I kind of like just calmed down, and then I just slipped out.
Oh,
right
God.
when I caught it.
God is so good.
I got out. I'm here. 20 years later, 23 years later.
I'm still going to give God thanks. I'm still going to pray this through your Son, Christ Jesus, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for saving my baby. I love him so much.
But
I love you. I love you. You're okay. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, of course. It's 13 years ago.
Not quite. You're not that old yet. But go on.
12 years ago. Okay, so I slide out. I get up. I take a breath. I turn it over, and then I look.
All the dead kids are still in there.
And then I look, and there's nobody there.
Wow.
There was a full group with people, and now there's nobody there.
So it took you that long to save yourself and everyone?
That everyone was able to get called, apparently, and leave the water, and then go.
Get
and then
called?
I was like, get like called in. right?
Oh,
like,
wow.
like, hey, everybody, time's over, time's up.
And leave the water.
And
disappear.
And, go. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
but
so where were they?
They were heading to the next activity. We were doing, like, rounds.
So they were
right?
all out of the water.
All out of the water.
Could you see them on land?
Not until I got to land.
And they were walking away. They were far away in the distance.
They were not, like, far, far away, but yeah, they were far away.
So did you say, what the hell, dudes? Like, did nobody see me drowning out there?
I brought the canoe to the canoe place, and then there was one person that looked back, and they're like, why are you over there? Come! And I was like, okay. I said nothing else.
And you almost died, and they didn't help you.
Right.
And you weren't mad at them?
That's what it is.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you tell me that? I feel like there's a lot of things when you're a kid you just wouldn't tell me because you know I'm going to cuss them to the ground.
Yeah, we don't need all that. That's what
no,
it is.
but sometimes people have to get cussed to the ground.
But then I heard this interesting theory. Maybe like a year or two ago that that you're conscious, like, that you don't necessarily die, that your consciousness shifts into different places every time. So do you
feel like you were in, like, a slow motion?
Yeah, but that usually happens with me if I'm, like, everything will stay still. I've been in places where I've almost been, like, hit by a car, for example, and just, like, slows right down. I'm like, all right, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right? So, which is lucky. I don't know if that's adrenaline or some type of weird skill I have, but where everything just kind of slows down.
God loves you so much.
But I heard this theory that your consciousness shifts over to the next reality before you die, right? Which is interesting because then I thought, like, is there, like, a dead me in the next reality, but this one, I hopped over to this one and now I'm fine, right? Which is just a weird theory I've seen, which is probably not true, but it's interesting to think about, you know? I like all those weird conspiracy theory things.
So now I got a different tray than the one that went to that canoe trip?
No, it's the same, I don't know how that works. Right? I assume I have all the memories.
Are you an imposter?
I might be an imposter. I don't know. Like Bernstein, Bernstein. Who knows?
Well, I love you. I'm going to keep you, but I would like to go back and get the next one too. Because you both are awesome. I love my son in every stage. Well, that's a crazy story. That does upset me. Who was the teacher?
No teacher was watching. It was the camp counselors that were
really
watching.
Messed up. No teacher
was the counselors. Right? We went to camp.
Was that?
Well, I'll tell you later. Well, I don't think we should blast them on this.
I think it's a perfect platform to blast them. I think that's horrible. Wow. I mean, honestly, I think we're the only people on Earth that have a bar where everything just sits there.
Yeah, no, I won't.
Literally, we've given bottles away when people come over because we don't drink.
Yeah.
And we just have this
alcohol goes bad, which I didn't know.
That's bullshit, by the way. They should really say that on the label.
Yeah, like, hey, this goes bad. Nobody knew.
Yeah, there's no expiration date on it. That's arms else. I'm afraid. There's something I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that I bought a ton of alcohol when I thought the world was ending when the pandemic started, and now it's all going to go bad, and I'm going to see my thousands of dollars.
I don't know if wine goes bad, but I know the cream liqueurs do go bad because...
The wine better not go well. Doesn't wine age? Like, oh, this is a 1800 Chardonnay.
I think there's a specific process to it, I would assume.
An 1800 Chardonnay?
I don't know how they make
Don't they
wine.
just leave it in the bottle for that long?
Maybe, or a barrel with something. I don't know what happens. Right? I'm not a wine
connoisseur.
Yeah.
You're not a sommelier. You're not a
sommelier.
Yeah. I don't know. I do have a fear that all that alcohol will go bad and I will see my money wasted.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because I thought we were going to have a housewarming.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we moved here, I felt like we were going to have a big party, like a housewarming party with your friends and my friends. And, well, that would be an interesting party, right? If my friends came and your friends. I didn't know if we were going to have a party with them both, but now I'm thinking we should. I was thinking...
6 feet away, everybody.
Yeah, I know it. No, I was thinking the pandemic would have ended already. I really thought it would have ended already. Honestly, this is whack.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm so over it. But, yeah, it would be an interesting group if it was my friends and your friends. Especially if it was like my not like my inner circle, but like my other circle.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we go through the layers of the onion.
Right.
Do you have that? Like I have like my inner circle, which is like really just
Of
Rolla.
course, there are people
Rolla
I'm
and
cool with.
Stacy.
There are people
That
like
did the types of people change as you go through the layers? Because mine get more
no, I probably
dicey the further out you go, I guess.
I have pretty much the same, like very similar people because I've always been in similar areas.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you look at all the areas, they're all like.
Well, the last 2 areas, 3 areas.
3 areas.
Yeah, that's true. Because even your friends here are like
Yeah, so
very
ever
much
since
like your
10,
friends there.
Exactly. Ever since 10,
Yeah.
I've had similar.
And even your friends before 10. I mean, like Min was pretty straight laced.
Mm-hmm.
Min was 1 year. I wonder where Min is today. Shout out to Min. Where are you? Holla. Do you think Min would remember?
I don't know.
Wow. Isn't that crazy when you think about childhood friends? I know this is not the topic, but like now let's switch it for a minute. Like childhood friends who like you spend so much of your time with, and then like do they remember you?
Right.
Like I spent like my best friend growing up was Stephanie Mills for a long time, and then she just disappeared. Until today I'm like, where's Stephanie Mills? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird, and I was so close to the family. It was like Susan, Mandy, Stephanie. I was so close to them. And I would spend every day at their house. And if they wasn't at their house, then Stephanie would eat at my house. And we would sleep at each other's house, and jump on each other's beds, and like go to the park and go to school together every day. And then poof, she was gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happens. You don't really have control over
'Cause you're a
where
kid.
you go. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, you're a kid. So that was weird. But then I still do talk to a lot of childhood friends though. Right? Like Sawad goes way back. Rolla and Sonia go way back. Right? Sherry until she passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my longtime rider. Connie went way back. Tammy Gushu goes pretty far back. Yeah, I have a lot of friends from childhood still. Kind of crazy though. Right? But then there's those ones that just disappeared. DJ was like my only boyfriend. And he disappeared too. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you wonder if they remember, if they're like, hey, where's Tredel?
Some people just move. I had a really good friend that moved to Mississippi. I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, I've gone to Mississippi."
Was he in Aurora or was he
in
the next place?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, after just
he went to
disappeared.
Mississippi. What was his name? Such a good friend.
Yeah, it was though, but also
You were little.
was
You were
like
little.
it was very little,
Yeah.
like grade 1 or 2.
But when you think about it, this family we don't even see for a long time, and then we're kind of like, where's, like, I guess we do know where our family is, though. We pretty much know where all our family is.
Yeah.
We're very blessed that way, actually. I mean, we might not talk like that, but we know where you are. We know where to find you. And you probably know where to find us, or you know who to talk to. But fam is the same way. Like, fam knows everything. Every time you think your stuff is, like, private, to have a conversation with fam, and fam is like, oh, so I heard this. Oh, how's this going? And you're like, come on. Like, I told 3 people. How do you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, geez.
Friends are similar too, though, right?
Well,
If you
friends
have
and fam are
around
the
in
same thing. They're
yeah,
just close
exactly.
fam. They're just,
It's
fam is
I haven't
like
talked
we
to
go
you
far back.
I haven't talked to you in months. How do you know that? It's like, oh, X, Y, Z. Oh, okay.
Honestly, well, see, at least your people tell you how they know.
Yeah.
My people don't even really tell
Or
me
no,
how
I
I
can
know.
usually just figure it out. I rarely ask.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty good at figuring things out.
But I actually have fam that I wouldn't even say necessarily are friends, but they're fam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
And so fam knows everything, friend or no friend, because sometimes you just want to lay low. You don't want to tell everyone everything, right? Especially when you're just getting your stuff together. Like, I'm not one to announce things. I don't press the start gun in a race. I don't press it. I don't like to press that till I already crossed the finish line. It's like I like to know that I already got there because I don't want you to watch me lose. Like, yo, when you see my tummy hit the ribbon, press the button. Press the button. Not a moment before, because you never know. You could have tripped 1 second before, and I don't want everybody watching that trip.
Right.
I prefer not. Like, I have a lot of respect for people that can do that are okay like losing in front of the world. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, geez, it's hard.
Yeah.
I think I have a fear of that, actually. I think that's a major fear, and I think it actually does hold. Like, getting past no's, even in sales, like, I'm a pretty good salesperson, but no's, like, too many no's in a row, it's brutal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dealing with other people. I thought, like, personal fails, I feel like sometimes I try, but like I kind of expect it the first time if I'm trying something new.
Yeah, you have to fail to get to success. You literally have to.
Yeah, but when it comes to like sales calls or people, I'm always like, just because with people I'm not as good. I feel like than when it's just with myself, right? Which I have to get better at, especially in the field I want to be in. I have to be somewhat relatable or something. Not necessarily relatable, personable. Is that
you are very personable, but you're not. You just don't speak out of the ordinary. It's amazing we can do a podcast.
Fair enough.
Like you're not like I'm a chatty. I chat. I am like I talk so much. Mm-hmm. Actually, sometimes I have one person I speak to that says I leave really fast voice messages, which I'm like I really don't think I speak fast, but they're like, oh, it always sounds like your thing is on fast forward when I'm listening to your message. I'm like, how? I don't get it. So, like, yeah, I think I probably do I swing the other way, right? I talk about probably way too much.
Yeah, I speak slow. That's why I tried to do my my nerd podcast, and I'm having trouble with it because I don't know. Yeah, it's just interacting by myself and just ad-lib. Yeah, I feel like I'm speaking too slow.
To be honest, I talk a lot, and I have a hard time with that. Like talking to myself on a podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have a hard time with that too. That's actually challenging.
Yeah, it's so hard. I see people do that and have successful podcasts just by themselves.
It's an incredible skill.
It is, honestly.
Yeah. Shout out to all the lonely podcasters out there. Yeah, no, see? You get to do a podcast with your mom. We bounce off each other. It's not all bad having, like, a mom that's, like, that you're close to.
I don't... Of course we're close, and I like that we're close. There's a difference between close and locked in. I don't know.
That's the pandemic. Please don't blame me for that.
Okay.
That's not fair to me to blame me for the pandemic. I think right now there's a lot of truckers in Ottawa and Toronto blaming
outside with their friends.
Trudeau. Blaming Trudeau. So if you want to put blame on anyone, I'm not saying to
I blame Trudeau too. He handled this shit like trash.
Yeah, he could have shut down. I mean, there's so many things we can't. In the beginning, my whole thing was you could have shut down everything earlier. But now there's so many things. There's nothing more to. If we were to sit down and go through that, that's a whole other podcast. And I don't think anyone wants to hear it because I think people are tired.
Yeah.
They're just tired. I'm tired too, people. Don't worry. We're not even going to go down that path.
No. Yeah, no, I'm tired as well. It's too much.
It's too much. And so the numbers are going down. The professionals are saying we're going to have to learn how to get on as a society, even though... And so everything you're saying, basically. Mm-hmm. So as that happens, I will also be more comfortable over time. Just like act like I haven't been, though. Just like I have been, right? As long as there's distancing and there's masks, I trust you to hang out with the same small circle that you hang out with. Mm. So please be fair. In fact, I take one for the team by never hanging out with anyone. I figure like that offsets it somehow.
It doesn't offset it. How does that work?
Well, by me not hanging out with people, it allows you to hang out with people. Then we know exactly who we hung out with.
Well, we would know anyways, though.
Uh-huh. Well, No, like it cuts the risk in half. It's like we have a piece of cake and we share it. Now it's half the colors. It's the same type of logic.
Sure. Okay.
It no, don't appease me. It is the same. Okay, we ready for a new topic?
Yes.
Fear is actually I think I have a fear of fear too. Oh, you know what I had a fear of when we got here? The attic. I had never been in a house with an attic before. And
Well, it's the same thing as the closed curtain, right? You don't really know what's on the other side. It's not like it's easy to get to the attic, right?
yeah.
So, I can see that.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
And I hate failure. I don't want to fail. I definitely think failure sucks. But
Yeah, no one likes it. I'm not necessarily afraid of it because you just
little
got to
bit
keep on
afraid
trying
of
again.
it.
It's easy to reset.
I used to be afraid of not being perfect, but then I got so far from perfect that I was like, oh well. Oh well. I realize now that that's just what it is. I'm not perfect, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to pull another topic. I'm going to choose one of these little tiny green ones. Let me see. It is hidden well. It is a mystery. Guys, you are going to get to hear all about, can you create without a muse? Oh, that's really interesting, actually. If not, how do you find a muse? Who the hell wrote this? Have you had a muse?
I think the lack of a quote unquote muse can be enough to help you create. Because like I was talking to you about this like maybe a month or two ago where the pandemic hit and I couldn't see anybody and I was inside creating. I didn't like anything I created because it was all very like negative and angry.
Damn this stupid pandemic.
It was the pandemic and the whole George Floyd thing and the whole everything was happening and I was just making real
angry art.
heavy, yeah, this is heavy stuff. None of it released. I have it all still. It's just not. I don't like it because it's not like happy and fun
it's not
and
necessarily your vibes on a normal day. It's just the world has gone through it type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My lack of the things that usually get me to create, which is just like fun and happiness and lightness. That made me like, oh, okay, well, here's all this stuff that I don't really like, but I still created, right? So
that, how does that answer the
so
question?
it's not lack of, you can still create on a lack of a muse.
So for me, it's interesting because when I write poetry, I usually have inspiration for poetry specifically. So I almost always, like, I have a ton of love poems that had a muse for the subject of the poem. So even if it doesn't name a muse, it does have a muse, or a cause can be my muse, right? And I like to create art around causes I'm passionate about, like my poem Becoming Black History, which talks about how we really have to respect and preserve and uplift the Black male, and I do feel very passionate about that. So that's a muse for sure. I guess in that regard, the Black male is the muse. To create without a muse, I would say that, like, when I do short stories, well, sometimes is a muse though, like Awesome Audrey, when we like our Christmas story that's coming out. So then Grandma was the muse, right? And then there was like that whole Alan Berry kind of vibes that was kind of brought into it. Have I ever created without a muse? Our hip hop heroes, there's no muse there. There's a lesson. Is the lesson the muse? Is a topic a muse?
Well, if it's just anything, because like the thing I said before, the lack of a muse was filled with other stuff, which could be interpreted as a muse, even though you didn't want it to be. So I guess it would depend on what the definition is.
What the definition of a muse is. I am wondering what the definition, so I'm going to look it up. Because we are talking about a muse, so that's just bringing our old friend. So we're bringing on a special guest now. This is Google. Google, what is a muse?
Here's the definition of muse. In Greek and Roman mythology, each of 9 goddesses, the daughters of Zeus and Mnemosyne, who preside over the arts and sciences.
I thought Atlas was the
That's
god of the
interesting.
muses. I didn't know.
So a person or personified force who is the source of inspiration for creative artists. The person or personified source. What do you call it first? So is like teaching a lesson a personified source? Like a lesson or... So it's not the same as inspiration.
Okay, so then
Right?
if that's the case, I've never had a muse.
Like a person?
Yeah.
You've never created art around a person?
No.
Well,
Well,
Awesome
like-
Audrey was created around a person.
Yeah.
My Love
But-
Poetry was created around people, for sure. But I never released any of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not fictional person. Made fan art, right? But other than, no, I haven't seen somebody or someone's done something. And I
Nothing's
was like,
inspired
yeah.
you.
No, not like that. Stories do, right? I see Star Wars, for example, and I'm like, you know what? It'd be so cool
You've
if I
been
changed this
inspired.
and shifted this. Inspiration,
Yeah,
yeah. I've had
you've
inspiration.
inspiration.
I've never had a muse.
Yeah. I find having a muse definitely helps me lean into my emotional side of my creativity.
Which I'm not good with that.
Yeah, and that's really what I do. That's really like the crux of what I do. But I do think for me that a cause can be a muse. I do think for me, I mean, maybe it's inspiration, but I think it feels like a muse. It feels that same, I have that same passion. I have that same, like, you know, like a muse is like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry for this thing. I have to finish it. Wow, look at it. It's awesome. And I'm inspired and I want to do this. And that I feel about causes.
Can
that
you be your own muse? If that's the case, I've done that.
For yourself?
Because I'm like, oh, I want to see this. Because this would be cool. Or, oh, I need this. Or, oh, it would be cool if... Yeah, like, I don't know if that's more inspiration.
Is it about you?
Not necessarily about me. Maybe if it's like that sketchbook I'm making, right? That was kind of inspired for me needing something, right?
Yeah,
If-
so
if
you're
it's a
an
person-
inspired artist.
Yeah.
You don't draw your inspiration from outside. You draw it more from inside.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like a muse is more outside. Like, I like this guy, I'm writing a poem about this guy.
Okay.
Or I see this cause and I write a poem about this cause. That's an outside thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're like, I need a resource, I'm creating a resource. Or I developed a character and I'm bringing the character to life. That's more internal inspiration.
Yeah, I like to create like,
Yeah.
worlds and people and powers.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is written based on others or based on experiences. Like when I wrote Jessie and her besties, or like this loosely ties to life, even if it's completely fictional. There's loose ties to life where you will actually have a completely fictional world. You've taught me a lot about developing fictional worlds and actually going inside instead. Like when I wrote that story about the woman. Well, actually, no, I still think that was loosely based on some.
Oh, yeah, you told me what it was based on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was.
Jeez. Yeah, I guess I just have muses and you have inspiration. Well, I'd like inspiration. And you don't care about muses, do you?
Those other people.
Do you think if you get a wife, like when you have a wife, do you think you're going to create something for her?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I know,
Right,
because you
it's-
don't even really like to do art based on, like, you're not like, oh, let me see this person and do this portrait so much as characters. You'll do characters.
Yeah. I like characters because they represent something, but I'd much rather...
But
do
well, what
my
about
own
your
thing.
NFT series? Are they muses?
That's interesting. It's because I love story, though, right? And each one of the
story is your
characters
muse.
have, yeah, I guess, right? It's by different creators. This book series I'm reading, the Lightbringer series, I love that because it does what I like to do, right? It created a very fine, specific magic system, and how that magic system affected that world, and then they threw interesting characters within that world and gave them interesting titles with runoff powers from the power system. And I'm like, yeah, I love that. That stuff is dope because, yeah, you could get so ingrained with another world that it's almost its own thing, right? It's like...
Yeah. We could get
It
lost.
resembles stuff here, obviously, because you need some basis. You need, especially if it's just
You got to be
like a
able to
novel.
relate to it somehow.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's other than some fine things, it's foreign. It's not the same world, which it's fun.
Do you ever create? Well, actually, I think you do. I am having trouble with this, like where you create and it's pulled you in and you have to finish it. Like you are like obsessed with it.
Yeah. I have a lot of first drafts like that.
I know. The problem is finishing it to all the way to the end like that. Like maintaining that passion from the beginning of the project through to the end of the project.
Yeah.
I think it's learning. It's like being an adult, right? Like learning how to like do things even when you don't want to do them anymore. Because yeah, I mean, we come up with fantastic ideas. Definitely seeing them to fruition and having consistency is critical. Especially that's why I do love poetry, short stories, music. I love writing lyrics. Oh, give me a muse for a good song. Oh, it's a wrap. Like I love writing inspired music, but and now I'll always finish that. But definitely like a novel or a novella, you got to keep that like energy up.
Yeah. And
without a muse, you better have some strong ass inspiration, man, to get that done. Okie dokie. Is it time, Trey?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, guys. It's time for Freestyle Jingle. It's a battle between mom and son. Okay, here are the rules. One topic will be taken from the fortune cookie. Both mom and son will attempt to sell you the topic with a freestyle jingle. Then you, the listener, will decide who wins by voting for the one that you like the most in the comments. Just comment mom to vote for me, Jessica, or son to vote for Tredel. It's going down. Do the honors?
All right. So today's jingle is about...
Excited. I want to hear...
Lamp.
Lamp. Yo, I turned on the light from the lamp. I turned on the light like I was a champ. You were in the dark, didn't know what to do. Then I tapped that lamp and made it true. I turned on the light and you said, OMG, you're like a savior when it comes to me. All of a sudden, you know I can see. I turned on the lamp and made history. There, that's my jingle.
Okay. Alrighty. So.
I know. I just shut it down. Didn't even know what to say. My stuff was fire.
I love lamp.
That's the jingle?
Do I need to say anything else?
I love lamp. All right, you've heard the jingles. Comment below if you would like to vote for a bomb-ass fire bars, then comment mom. And if you love lamp, comment son. Or Tredel in the comments. That was funny though. I'll give it to you. I love lamp. You know what? The chances are they would be definitely going. Like if it was an ad agency. Yeah, they're going with I love lamp. It's hilarious. It's very remarkable actually, which is what marketing should be. Right? Not even lamps. Just lamp. I love it. Okay. All right. Well, what are we doing now?
So
are we because you know what? We usually do the jingle halfway through.
Yeah.
But I think we were real deep into our topic today.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we didn't even do any intro.
So we could either pick another topic and riff on that for a while, or
let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
Because I picked the last. Oh, but then you did pick the jingle, but that's
TV shows.
Oh, okay. Right now, well, we're obsessed with The Office, but we haven't been able to watch it for a bit. But I like The Office. It's so funny, and there's lots of seasons. And I'm really getting fed up of things that don't have enough seasons. I feel like we were just talking about muses and commitment and stuff. And I feel like streaming platforms need to improve their commitment to making more seasons in a timely fashion. Like, if you know that you hated this shit after 3 episodes, why would you post it for me to have to go through it for 3 episodes only to find out that you now have canceled the show?
I do hate that.
It's whack.
I am digging a show. I'm like, this show's dope. Okay, when's the next
Right?
season? I find out it came out in like 2015.
Exactly, and they just dropped
they just
it.
canceled it.
And they keep it in their catalog, and then they get you invested in these
There
characters
was a
and
funny
the
British show.
storyline.
Remember the funny British show about an app? I really like that show.
No, I don't.
You recommended
Obviously, it wasn't remarkable.
I liked it. It wasn't remarkable, no, but it was a sitcom, and now sitcoms are like dying. You don't
I'm
find
enjoying
many of
the
them.
Tommy and Pam show, and there's only 3 episodes on Disney Plus, and I think it's rude of them to get me invested in the storyline and then drop it like a hot potato. That's very rude, and
Marvel needs to make more TV shows. I know they have a bunch slated, but it's not enough.
but then also, like, do you feel like this pandemic happened and people, sorry to keep bringing up the P word, but people are consuming at like insane rates? Like, are they just not able to keep up with the consumption? Because you guys can just come over to this podcast, honey. We got you every week.
If you're not going outside like before, you're watching a TV show or a podcast or a blah blah blah. I have so many podcasts in rotation. I know what days they come. Before I didn't know what days they came out. I know what days they come out. I know
our
what
psychological mind. We're allowing people to access our mind so much more, and at the same time, we are consuming more news than ever because we all want to know when this shit's over. The being away from the news is healthy, I think. I watch too much shows. I know I watch way more TV than I ever did before the pandemic.
I watch stuff when I work too, so I'm literally 24 hours. 24. I sleep a little bit, at least.
Yeah, I was thinking how
like 18
unhealthy
hours
is
a
it
day
to
I'm
consume
consuming content, whether it's reading or listening or watching.
Well, I mean, people should definitely go to platinumrouge.com and consume lots of content there. But other than that, because at least we bring the critical thinking skills, guys. But other than that, there's a lot of like just junk food for the mind out there. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. Like, there's a place for that in this world, but not like every day, all day. Some people are just like I think TikTok. I was watching this thing today that was saying who released TikTok. Where was TikTok created?
It was Andrew Schultz on Flagrant. He said that TikTok in China is a bunch of people doing educational stuff. So anyone who's on there for a long time, it's all educational. And it shuts off after a certain point. And everywhere in at least North America, it's all stupidity. Like, dumb stuff. People dancing,
it's junk food
people
for the
doing
brain.
Exactly.
You're twerking. We're gonna reward you.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, arms us. Like, how much can people? I personally am so exhausted at seeing people twerk. It's disgusting. It's tiring. It's over. We don't need. I don't think. You disagree? I don't think that there's anyone out there thinking like, who I haven't seen twerk yet, and we need to see that person.
Maybe. I don't know. Who are the people?
No, anyone. Like, I feel like anyone who hasn't done it yet is now doing it.
Comment below who you want to see twerk. Give me a good list.
They'll be adding this section of the This is it. No, but for real, like, grandmas are out there. Like, why are some grandmas twerking?
Okay, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no, but I think that there's people that are like, why? Like, you haven't twerked yet, so you gotta twerk, and now that's what's happening. And then also, do you want to see every girl twerk? Every girl in the world twerk? Everyone?
Some of them.
Okay, one of them's gonna be your wife.
Okay.
Do you want your wife twerking?
Sure.
On Instagram or on an app?
I don't know.
On social, you want your wife to social media twerk?
I don't have a wife.
But if you had a girlfriend at the very moment and then she posted a video today twerking, what are your thoughts?
Is there a reason for it?
Is there a reason for it? Yeah. What is a good reason?
What if she's a dancer and it was part of the dance routine?
She's a dancer. Okay, so let's say she's Gabby Butler and she's a cheerleader and it's part of her routine.
Okay. That seems like you're just doing your job.
Okay.
But if she's like an accountant, and
Right.
not the accountant that's like an accountant, but an actual accountant.
I don't know any other accountant. What other type of an accountant is there?
The only fangirls say, I'm an accountant. Because they won't, because if someone says they're an accountant, you're not going to ask any more questions. Right? Cause
Oh,
it's a boring
wow.
job.
Wow. I did not know that.
That's what I've learned on TikTok.
You know
so.
on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to get on TikTok and stay away from TikTok all at the same time. Because it seems like you don't know anything. Like, you find out what happens in the world after TikTok is posted to Instagram. If you're not on TikTok. Like, that's what I feel like.
That's why I'm on TikTok for hours. I'm just trying to figure out what's
going on in the world. That's why you're there for hours.
Hours just figuring it out. You gotta be informed, people.
So TikTok is just a massive, like, do you think, like, remember when women, okay, this is what my grandma said. You have to leave something to the imagination. Mm-hmm. That's what my grandma said. Mm-hmm. And my grandma said that my grandpa did not like women wearing two-piece bathing suits because he'd say, Jesus, leave something to the imagination.
He was lying.
That's your great-grandfather we're talking about.
Okay.
You think he was lying?
They should just leave something to the... Dear oh me. How dare they?
Yeah.
They should... I don't even want to see... I'm not gonna look.
No, I think he was onto something. He was saying it's a lot more attractive when a woman leaves something to the imagination.
Okay.
Right? Because you can have a nice looking woman put on a nice dress and something. It could even be a form-fitting dress, but it's nice. They don't have to show everything. When they show everything, there's nothing left to see. What are you going to aspire to?
No, but if there's just, like, random ladies, I doubt he was like, oh no. If you're looking for a girl, then yeah, sure, yeah, you don't want them to just be out there like that, right? But if they're just there, then yeah, sure. I don't mind.
So then we just said...
And there's nothing wrong with a two-piece bathing suit. It is what it is.
No, I mean, well, that was, like, years ago, right? He died when I was 4, so that was years ago when he was saying that. But regardless, no, there is nothing wrong with the two-piece bathing suit, but I don't think we all need to see your ass either. Like, everyone's ass is out on social media, and I don't find that attractive. Like, I don't need to see the details of your body. Like, I don't understand. Like, what's wrong with being modest, being a woman? Remember when women would wear long dresses? I still wear long dresses, but remember when women would wear long dresses and we would be, like, polite and we would be like, I
don't remember this time.
No, yeah, you don't. And that's sad, right? You don't remember when women, like, had self-respect.
I wouldn't say I didn't say that.
Okay. I'm not saying that I am like Mother Mary. I know I'm not Mother Mary. But I'm also not Inayafis.
Do what you like.
Yeah, do what you like. Like,
everybody's short. What it is, right?
Okay, do what you like, but at the same time, it's okay to leave something for the imagination, like my grandpa said.
Sure, I would say there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with leaving something for the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. But do what you like, but just know that when you show it all on Monday, everyone already saw it Monday, honey. We don't need to see it Tuesday. Do you want to see the same person twerk every day?
Isn't that what marriage is?
I think you need to say it louder for the mic.
Isn't that what marriage is?
All right. On that note, I don't even know what the topic was. Was the topic TV shows?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I guess it was. You know what? Is that today's TV?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't really watch TV anymore. Like shows I'll watch, but I haven't had cable in years, right? It's only
What's
been
the
streaming.
point?
Exactly.
No disrespect,
Like
cable,
literally
but...
in high school was the last time we had cable.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, it was. Well, technically, I had it in college. They had it in the dorms.
Yeah.
Right, so I did watch it then, but
I don't like cable because you have to watch commercials.
Yeah, that's trash. Netflix.
Yeah.
Right? I'd have it going in the background while I watch the show.
No, it's not money why we don't have cable, because we have Netflix, we have Amazon.
Well, yeah, we have all the streaming.
We have Disney. Yeah, so by the time you pay for all that, you paid for cable and then some.
Exactly.
But I'm just like really not feeling cable. But then sometimes Netflix like does let me down. Like they haven't come up with enough reality shows lately. No, they just haven't. They're slipping. Or you know what I don't like that Netflix is doing, and this is why they're gonna lose me to Amazon and they're gonna lose me to Disney Plus, and they already are. Is that there's too much? No disrespect, but there's too what? Just being real. They don't allow you. Maybe I'll put it this way: they don't allow you to sort through your videos according to language. I am English. No, I'm English. What? Like, why am I living in a time where I can't say the truth? I speak English. I was raised to speak English,
but some people
and I've only ever spoke English. And I know there are people like, God bless the people that have 10 languages under their belt. I wish I did, but I don't. And so when I click on things, and this happens endlessly, I click on things and they're speaking a lot of different languages that are not English, then I can't watch that show. And then they do this terrible thing where they put the English over the Spanish or the Chinese.
Yeah, subtitles. That's how it went.
No, they narrate. So they have one person's voice. There's 5 people in the reality show.
That is
they have dumb. One person's voice narrating 5 different people. If you're gonna do that,
that's lazy. Dub it if you're gonna do that.
Or if you're gonna do that, get 5 people. At least play the character like how you would.
Yeah, no, Disney. Exactly. Dub it like you're a real.
Like it's legit. Actually you. We would still see like it still looks like an old karate film where the words are after the mouth, but at least you get that vibe of what's happening. This is just Jane like, oh, and then hi Tommy, I'm so happy to see you. Hi Jane, I'm happy to see you too. It's like you're reading me a bad children's book.
Well, you just
I don't like it. On. No, that's not even an option. The way that they do it, that's just how the show shows up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's dumb. Because I watch a lot of anime, and if there's not a dub, I'll just subtitles, right? Because I'm
but I don't want to watch it. The whole purpose. So this is my reality shows. The whole purpose of watching a reality show for me is actually to escape reality. Mm-hmm. It is actually to just like, okay, this is the cotton. I would never eat cotton candy, but this is the cotton candy. Well, not never, but barely. This is the cotton candy of TV. This is like total gum for your brain. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And I want to disappear and I want to watch this stupid stuff. And now I have to think, or I have by reading subtitles, or I have to like listen to a horrible voiceover. This is worse than when you buy an Amazon book and then like the narrator sucks.
Oh. I watched, this is going to be an unpopular opinion if any nerds watch this, but I bought The Hobbit, and the narration was actually decent, but it was a lot of singing.
Oh, and that's whack.
Yeah, I guess there's lyrics in the book, so the person was singing.
That's whack.
I bought the audiobook.
They should have rapped it just to make it fun. That would have been actually
fun. But I was like, well, it's trash. I'm trying to go to sleep. And then all of a sudden, this old English man is singing. And I'm like...
That is so whack. Old English man, stop singing.
Nobody's what's going on? And then,
that's so funny.
And then I was like, I wonder if Lord of the Rings is different. I Googled it. They're singing that too. So I was just like, I'm not going to buy that audiobook either.
It's different. Don't they know that? Don't they know like when you're listening to the book is different than when you're watching the show? Like, come on. But yeah, no. So sometimes I'll buy an Amazon book. Like, so now I've learned to always listen to the audio beforehand and read the reviews. Because honestly, some of those things, like, it has the information you want in it. but these people will put you to sleep before you even, and that's great if you're looking at a bedtime story, but sometimes it's a business book and you want to be awake and there's no possible way, or sometimes they're awkward, like it's just painful to listen to.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, it's really important to have good narration, good production. And I mean, I think Amazon really needs a lot of content right now. And they're trying to reach an international market. And they're slipping on how they're presenting it to their customers. And, like, I want to do a lot of work with Amazon. So, like, if y'all need a consultant to help you streamline some stuff, holler at your girl, because I have some ideas and I think it will make it friendlier for your consumers, which is what it's all about, ain't it? So especially when you have so many platforms out there trying to steal your customers away, right? But that's how I feel. I feel like, and definitely you should be able to search by language, right?
Yeah.
You want to watch a Cantonese show, you want to watch a Spanish show, you want to watch an English show. Like, just let me put on my English setting, and if the show's not English, don't give me no cheap ass voiceover garbage. I'm not there for it. Just show me the English shows. And if you know you didn't produce enough, for example, The Circle, you didn't produce enough in English, you only did 2, and then you did one in Brazil and one here and there. Don't give me the French one. Don't give me the Brazilian one. No thanks. Show me that you were lazy and you only did 2 English episodes, and that's terrible. Shame on you.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I'm off of
On
my
the bright
soapbox.
side, Amazon, I recently watched Vox Machina and I really enjoyed it. But like 6 episodes, come on, dude, what are we doing here?
I thought it was a bright side.
Well, yeah, no, it started that way. I remembered that they only did 6 episodes and left me high
This
and
is the
dry.
thing. Like, I mean, I feel bad for them though, because like consumers are like more. Like, you know, when you have kids at the table pounding food.
I am watching Jack Reacher and I'm enjoying it as the same actor that was Hawk in the Teen Titans and Aquaman in Smallville, and I think he did some other superhero thing. I don't remember. But anyways, he's good. He's a good actor. Oh, he was Thad in Blue Mountain State. That was a fire show.
Well, speaking about awesome shows, why don't you like leave us some comments on some shows that you're watching that you think are awesome that we should check out, but also what are you thinking about our show? Leave some comments. We love feedback, especially positive feedback. Not all feedback's welcome. I'm playing. Yeah, no trolls.
Yeah.
No trolls allowed unless they're treasure trolls.
Yeah, I agree. Leave some. And
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to us today. We love you.
Yeah, and that's all for today. This episode of 3 Shots and a Mango Beer. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed talking.
Hey,
Join us-
long ass episode. We really enjoyed talking today.
Right? Join us again next week on 3 Shots and a Mango Beer. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.
Holla!
At Platinum Rouge. This is a Platinum Rouge production. Thanks, y'all.
Peace out.
Peace.